Hey everybody, this is Brad Dyke. How you doing? I'm just reaching out to you and saying hi. Today is a hardware video, and we're going to be talking about a piece of hardware that is right here. Let me go ahead and show you. It is a tower that was at a campgrounds. It was used as a remote station, and as you can see, it's a fairly basic design implementation, and very basic in its function, but as you can see, it's quite a capable case design. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at this box and look inside it and see what does it have inside. So let me go ahead and adjust this for you. As you can see here, the case housing has a glass sheen on it, but there's no pass-through for air circulation. So this is just for looks, basically. And so I'm going to open it up here. The case design is very nice. That's my strategy kind of version of this. You have a high passive heat sink with an active fan set in the center. That is a Cooler Master, and we've got a GTX 560 video card, which is good for a basic workstation, 2 4-gig sticks. I don't know what the processor stack is, but there is something unique here. Take a look at that. So if you noticed, it has 3 PCIs and 2 PCIe ports and one 1X PCI port. Let me give you a little bit better shot here. Here are the 3 PCIs, one PCIe, another PCIe, and a 1X PCIe card slot. So this is a dual hybrid motherboard. It's PCI and PCIe. You don't see that very much anymore, so this is a little bit older board. The name of this motherboard is an Asus P89. No, it's a P887S V as in Victor. So a P887 S as in Sierra V as in Victor. It has a CD-ROM drive, it has a SSD drive, and it has a 3 drive bay configuration. Let me bring it up here a little bit. For 3.5-inch drives. Very clean. I'm impressed how clean it is. Hyphen set for the configuration here, so yeah. So it's not, the case is nice, but the case is not feature strong. So what do I mean by that? Well, when you look at this, it only has a set of USB ports, audio and output here, along with power indicator, and really the front of this box is pretty nominal. I mean, it's very Spartan in nature, but it's great ventilation control, and even though these are currently not active at this time, there's no need for it to have such high airflow, because that would have turned this into one just giant huge mess of dust, a dust ball. So with that being said, let's turn her around here a little bit and let's prepare her to be booted up. I'll bring this over here to you guys so that you can see the screen. We'll find out what we got here. The first thing we're going to do is, of course, prep for power. USB keyboard. It has two USB 2.0s and two 3.0s, and two more 2.0s an addendum. Onboard neck looks to be functional. Not capped off, that's a good thing. So give me just a second here while I quickly grab something else. Okay, so I'm bringing this unit up now. We're on VGA output mode. The system is powering up. I suspect this system was hit by a right, that's good, that's correct. Yeah, I think this system was hit by a lightning strike. I'm not getting any post from the system itself. But as it looks like it's appearing to communicate and initiating the process, it's handling workload. Huh. But I'm not getting a signal. Okay, so I'm going to do a little secret test here. Secret test was to see if the unit is actively coming up. Hold on a second. So as you can see here, we have active fan right there, and it's spinning, and the outputs are good. All the outputs are correct, and I've got connectivity in set. It appears to be working. The keyboard is responding, but the video output is not functional. It's not coming up at all. So something has definitely happened here. The CD-ROM drive will not eject. That could be a power problem with the CD-ROM drive, but we're going to find out here in just a second. I'm going to power this unit down and replace this card with another GeForce card. Okay, it's off. Yes, it's a PS2 port mouse. Don't say anything. It works. And if it works, don't knock it, right? Alright, so we have the G650, GTX G650 right here. It has two power-up connectors on it. It's taken a lot of juice. So I'm going to replace this card, because it is an older card, by the way. And the 960 I have here should do it just fine, justice-wise. So there's the card. It's a classic card and it does work normally, but I don't think it's working now. So this is the stripped-down version card. This card is really great. It works wonderfully. Not difficult to handle. Easy to manage. Doesn't take a lot of power or juice or anything. Only requires 1/6 output for power. And I'm going to connect that up now. Okay, I did find loose cables on the CD-ROM drive and the boot drive. That's an important detail as well. Let me power this guy up and see if its fan will run. I'll make sure the CPU fan kicks in as well. Alright. Actually, if we want, no, we'll do VDI for now. Power cycle is set. Put my finger on the fan. Yep, it's working. Okay, so now it's booting. Check the CD-ROM drive to see if I fixed that problem. Yes, I did. So the CD-ROM drive is now working correctly. And I'm still not seeing a boot cycle. Something has happened. So I'm going to check to see if the onboard video is working. I have a signal pass on that. No signal. Alright. So I think I know what's wrong. Let's confirm. I think the CMOS battery on this motherboard has died. I'll know that very shortly once I can see the post screen. Though I am not seeing any post boot of any kind, nor am I getting any beeps. I suspect that that is our source of our headache here. So we've got that taken out now. And we're going to go ahead and connect up the VGA connector. It's in place, providing power. Here we go again. Now the motherboard should, and it is coming up now. Okay, so yes, that was what the problem was, that the onboard motherboard, and I'll know this by checking the date and time. No, look at that, Sunday, 7/28/2024. It is correct. Well, that's just crazy. That shouldn't be happening. Alright, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Now this is a good motherboard. It's an ASUS series. It's got a very adaptive footprint. It works really nicely. And unfortunately, I apologize for the poorness of the visibility here. I can turn this a little bit more your way. And I'm going to go into the advanced mode and take a look at the PCI adapter set. Now this was sitting out at a campgrounds using a baseline 2 gig video card. I put a 4 gig video card in, and it should have worked. And it should have worked fine. But I think what's happening is the values here are incorrect, or we have something failing on the board. Okay, it's set to auto detect frequency variation. The EPU set is good. The GPU boost is active. It says okay. Give it a second. Well, I think we found a problem. A GPU point of failure. Okay, so I will most likely not be able to recover from this. So I'm going to force it out, kick it into a reboot. Give it a second. Going back into advanced mode. Okay, so we pulled back away from that state. We're not going to boost the performance of the onboard GPU. So we're going to take now a look at the onboard device configuration to make sure that the devices and the serial port cards are not having any issues. No, they're not. Rapid start technology, correct. High precision, alright, that's all good. That looks correct. Search feature and function that's still active. Going back here to that's correct. Everything appears to be accurate. But it's not allowing the interface. Yeah, I see it says here primary display auto. Now I should be able to change that to PCIe or auto, so it should have detected the video card that I put in it. Now this is a hybrid board, so you can actually have a PCI video card as well, which of course is not as good as AGP, which is of course not as good as PCIe. But the integrated or the iGPU memory is set to 64 megs. I could take more of that if I wanted to, but I'm not. Everything looks correct. I'm going to make one change. I'm going to force both modes to exist simultaneously. That means I can use both the onboard GPU and the PCIe card. So I'm going to put a PCIe card in its place and see if we can get it to recover. So we're going to go ahead and save it. It should be F10. Yep. And it's rebooting. Now I'm going to power it off. I'm going to go ahead and prep it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and install this. Gosh, these things are such a pain in the butt to install. I'm not a big fan of these splitter heads. I could just put another head in it and be done with it, but I'm not going to do that. Come on. Okay, come on. Get in there. I understand now. The little split cable on the power adapter was spun backwards. Okay, so we've got power, we've got the video card in place. We're gonna go ahead and put an HDMI in. Here we go. I'm going to remove this connector. Hopefully it will determine that the active port connector is set. Alright, here we go. Power cycling up. We're going to see if it will detect and boot this up. I do believe, yep, we are fixed. Cool. That's good. It's got a 1070 card in it. Yes, if you guys have noticed, I'm using a Microsoft PS2 keyboard mouse. Unfortunately, I'm using my other mouse in a different location, so... Hey, I have everything, just in case I need to deal with something, right? Alright, so now we have a video display. So it appears that we have lost a video card, that it has died. So that being the case, I think we are up and running. Administrative access is working. And we are in business. So let's check to see if we've got connectivity. No, we don't. And that's because dummy me, during the work I was doing, forgot to connect the card back in. Alright, so let's take care of that now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have connectivity. Let's get some workload pulled down. Let's do news. Wi-Fi News is a very good test site just to do the basics. Alright, so we're good. So I'll leave this system to run because it had been down for a bit. And I think we lost the video card due to a static discharge during a couple of thunderstorms. That location has a pretty bad reputation for destroying equipment, unfortunately. And I've lost thousands of dollars out there because of the way they have their power grid set up out on the campgrounds, which most campgrounds are not very well done. So you really have to pour on the UPSs and surge suppressors and all of that good stuff to PC quality level surge suppressors, by the way, to make sure that the campground's power, which is very dirty current, doesn't damage your equipment. But alright, cool. So with that being the case, don't you just love this professional video performance? Alright, so when people say, hey, you know, just suddenly stopped, that gets my attention, right? So I pull the system out, I take a look at it, try to figure out what's going on with it till I can fix it. Usually what the cause of something like this that happens doesn't usually equate to a result. Don't let that freak you out too much. Many times there are possible ways that something goes bad, and if you can know enough to say that one of these three possibilities could have caused this problem, it could have been bad equipment connecting to your PC, it could have been bad power coming through the PC because it's using a basic surge strip, or it could be a static dissipate or discharge from an area where a lightning strike was in 300 to 700 meters of the location, which is very normal for this campground because they have a lattice of power cables that go out and out to the sheds up near the transformer. So talk about a magnet, you couldn't get any better than that. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and say that we've fixed this system. This is cool. We're also looking at probably replacing this system with a new remote unit that's much smaller. It'll be like one of those little guys up there on my shelf you see behind me, which will be able to work with us on and give us the ability of being able to basically balance out the environment which we have in play. That will give us connectivity, it'll give us remote access, and so on and so on. All in all, though, at the end of the day, we have basically a lot of stuff that can go wrong, and if you don't take time to fix them, it just sits there, right? And so I make it a point to come in and pull that hardware out. If we've got to replace it, we need to replace it, and just get it in a good place so that we can continue to be able to service stuff remotely without having to drive all the way out to the woods and try to fix something. With that, this is just a cute little hardware toy video I thought you would enjoy playing with and working with. When something like this happens, it's kind of fun to drop everything that you're doing and run out there and try to fix the little system that could and couldn't, so now it can again. Well, this is Brad Dyke. I'm going to let you go. You take care, and God bless, and I'll do another video on logic style software components versus hardware, which I've done today. Take care. Bye-bye.